Nakikita po ba?
Yes po, nakikita.
Okay. Dinig po.
Yes po.
Okay, so hello, good morning everyone. I'm Sabuag Alexandra with Ms. Ramona Quanico and Mr. Wendell Baranota, and we are the group 2. And our objective today is to further discuss po yung goals, strategy, tactics, implementation, and the control. And last time nga, na-discuss na din to ng mga first and last week's reporters briefly. Pero ngayon kasi we will discuss them again kasama na yung mga parts or topics under them at medyo mas malawak siya from the previous reporting para na rin mas malinaw sa atin yung ibig sabihin bawat isa. So let's start with setting up a goal. Next po. Okay, sa part na to, we will learn about the definition and the difference between the goal and action plan. A very essential in setting up a goal. So sabi dito, the goal identifies the ultimate criterion for success that guides all the company's marketing activities. So in simple terms daw, the goal in marketing is yung ultimate measurement of success na nag-guide sa company's marketing efforts. And it's like the destination na gusto mong mapuntahan to achieve or gusto mong ma-reach. And wait lang. Okay po. And then, next naman sa action plan. Next mo nga, Ramon. Ay, balik mo pala. So, sa action plan, on the other hand, is yung detailed strategy created to reach a specific goal. So, it begins by the setting goal and then yung outline that steps and activities needed to accomplish that goal. Much likely yung plotting your destinations. For example, pinari nasa campus ako ngayon. And after this class, gusto kong pumunta sa Star Mall. And that is my goal. Ngayon, what is my action goal? Maglalakad ba ako paalis or sa DSU? Or magko-commute ako paalis gamit ng tricycle. So the goal defines what you want to achieve while the action plan naman outlines how you will get there. So another example naman, imagine you're playing a game. For example, Mobile Legends, and your goal is to win. And winning is what you're aiming for, and that is your ultimate measurement of success. Now, your action plan naman is your strategy or your action plan is set of steps or moves you want to you decide to take to increase your chances of winning. So it's your roadmap to reach the goal of winning the game. So again, yung goal is yung gusto mong ma-achieve or makamit, and your action plan naman is an outline action of how you will be able to reach your success or goals. Next po. So sabi dito, the goal guides all the company's marketing activities. So without a well-defined goal, an organization cannot design an effective marketing strategy or ma-evaluate mo yung success ng current activities mo. Bakit nga ba? One of the reasons is because yung goals, it provides a clear and well-defined purpose or direction para sa marketing efforts mo. And it gives the marketing or your marketing team a vision kung saan nga ba papunta yung business or marketing activities niyo for your company. And without this clear destination, your marketing activities can become scattered or pwede siyang mauwi sa wala after ng efforts and times na ginugol mo para sa project na yon. And pwede rin magkaroon ng lack of focus. Kasi nga wala namang clear goals. Hindi rin kasi alam kung para saan nga ba itong activities na ginagawa niyo or ano nga ba yung mangyayari after ito. Hindi alam kung saan papunta yung goals or destination, and that is why setting up your goal is very important. Sabi dito, setting a goal involves two decisions. First is yung identify the focus. So identify mo muna yung main thing or yung main goal na gusto mong ma-achieve ng company mo. Kasi nga, we can have many goals, but achieving them at once is kind of impossible. Pwedeng mangyari yun, pero kasi the probability is low. And sabi nga dito, identifying the goal is like picking the most important or yung target goal mo. So for example, you have goal A and goal B. Pero sa dalawang yon, mas feasible or mas importante si goal A. Or pwede ding in order for you to achieve si goal B, need mo munang ma-achieve si goal A. So identifying your goal focus is a must para na rin mas clear or para na rin to have a clear view. So next naman is defining your performance benchmark. So this is about setting specific standards or goals within the main focus. It's like saying we want to hit the specific point to know we're successful. So it is important to know kung ano nga ba yung limit mo para masabing successful ka na. Kasi pwedeng, for example, pwedeng sabihin ko yung sales ko tumaas ng 5% this month. Then, pwede ko sabihin na successful na ako to reach my goal. Which is connected naman sa next topic, which is yung goal focus. Next po. Okay. So sabi dito, the goal focus is what determines the main factor that leads to a company's success. So sabi ko nga kanina, ito yung pag-decide natin ng main thing or main goal ng company na gusto nating ma-achieve. So saan nga ba sila nakafocus and ano nga ba yung specific standard and goal nila para masabing nagagawa or na-achieve nila yung goals nila. So sabi dito, there's two types of goals, which is the monetary goal and strategic goals. So yung first muna, next po. So sabi dito, monetary goals involves monetary outcomes and typically focus on maximizing net income, earnings per share, and return on investment. So this goals focuses on making money or financial outcomes. They are often about maximizing your profits, earnings, and return on investment. So businesses, especially yung mga for-profit companies, ito yung madalas set of goals nila. And so yung monetary goal daw is nakafocus lang siya on making money. While the strategic goals naman daw, it says that it is often referred to as non-monetary goals and it involves results that don't just focus on money but are important strategies for the company. So sabi dito, these are the goals that go beyond just the money. They're about things that help the company in different ways. So non-profit organizations often have these goals, like making the world a better place. So it is just not about the money, but what helps the company succeed daw in different ways. So this includes yung mga environmental sustainability. So ito yung mga gumagamit ng mga products or packaging na nakakabuti sa ating environment, katulad ng mga biodegradable products or packaging. Next naman is yung employee development, customer satisfaction, and yung social impact. So in short, ang monetary goals ay tungkol sa pagkakaroon ng kita, habang naman ang strategic goal ay tungkol sa paggamit ng iba't ibang mahalagang bagay na makakabuti para sa kumpanya or para sa business mo. And note lang din na a business or your company can have and may have these two goals at once. It also says na yung monetary and strategic are interconnected or magkaugnay silang dalawa. So in order daw na maging successful, it is highly suggested na yung company mo have these two kinds of goals. And having them both as your goal will ensure daw your financial success and long-term growth and stability. Next naman is strategy. Next po. Okay, so sabi dito, strategy is an overreaching plan or set of goals and it outlines the logic of the company's value creation model. So your strategy plan is or approach that outlines an organization or individuals to aim at specific goals or objectives. So when defining a strategy, yung mga companies, they make two important decisions first. Next po. So the first decision is identify the target market. So identifies muna natin yung specific group of people or business natin na we want to sell to or our target market. And you should consider daw the 5 C's. Ano nga ba yung mga 5 C's? There are the customers, partners or collaborators, the company itself, competitors, and the overall context. And lastly for my part is tactics. So sabi ito, tactics are the specific actions or steps you undertake to accomplish your strategy, and it outlines the set of specific activities employed to execute a given strategy. So yung tactics daw are yung specific actions a company takes to make its strategy work. And this includes 70s. Ano nga ba yung 70s or yung 7 tactics? There are the product, service, brand, price, incentives, communication, and distribution. At lahat daw yon nag-create ng something valuable for the people it wants to reach or your target market. So ano nga ba pinagkaiba nilang dalawa? Ang strategy, ito yung plano pa lang. While yung tactics naman, there are the action or the execution of your created plan or strategy. So yeah, that's all for my part po. Let me call on Mr. Barameda. Thank you.
So, thank you, Miss Sabwag. Ay, narinig po ba yung ano? Hello? Narinig po
Yes
ba?
po. Yes, dinig po.
Thank you po, sir. So, implementation by Alexander Chernev. Next slide po. So, implementation outlines the logistics of executing the company's strategy and tactics. It means how a company plans and organizes the practical step to make their strategies and plans actually happen. It's like figuring out the details to put their big ideas into action. So, that is what we call implementation. So, also implementation involves three key components. Next slide po. Ayun pala. Ay, pabalik. Ayun. So, yung three key components niya is defining the business infrastructure, designing business processes, and setting the implementation schedule. Again, business infrastructure, business processes, and implementation schedule. Next slide po. So, business infrastructure reflects the organizational structure and the relationship among relevant entities involved in creating and managing the offering. So, business infrastructure is like the way a company is set up and how different parts work together. It's how all the people and teams connect to create and take care of a product or service. Next slide. Next is business processes. Business processes depict the specific actions needed to implement an offering strategy and tactics. So business processes are like step-by-step instructions that show exactly what needs to be done to make a product or service according to the plan. So these processes involve managing the flow of information, goods, services, and money. It's like yung business processes is like a recipe for making sure everything happens correctly. Just like a recipe outlines the ingredients and instruction for preparing a dish, and business processes defines the tasks, resources, and procedures necessary to accomplish a particular business objective. Next slide po. So there are three common types of implementation processes: market planning, resource management, and marketing mix management. So marketing planning includes activities involved in the development of the marketing plan. So marketing plan means creating a plan that shows how you sell your product or service. It's like making a roadmap for how to tell people about what you have to offer and convince them to buy it. So next is resource management. Resource management involves activities focused on acquiring and managing human resources, functional resources, and financial resources required for the implementation of a given offering. So, resource management is about getting and taking care of the people, tools, and money needed to make something happen. It's like making sure you have the right team, equipment, and funds to create and deliver something. Next slide po. So, ayan, yung panghuli, marketing mix management. Marketing mix management involves activities focused on managing the marketing tactics. So managing the marketing mix means taking care of the different ways you promote and sell your product. It's like making sure you use the right methods like advertising and pricing to attract customers and make your product successful. And the last next po, components of implementation is implementation schedule na i-discuss na po ni Ms. Ramona Juanico. Thank you po.
Rinig po ba? Hello?
Yes po.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Barameda. Again, I'm Ramona Conico. Now I'm going to continue to discuss the third key of components, which is the implementation schedule. So, when we say implementation schedule, it is the process of setting an implementation schedule involves deciding on the timing and the optimal sequence in which individual tasks should be performed to ensure effective and cost-efficient completion of the project. So, pag sinabi daw na implementation schedule, dito nakapaloob ang mga tiyak na dapat gawin ng isang empleyado or ng isang company or key person. At ang implementation schedule daw ay binuo bilang isang roadmap kung saan dito makikita ang pagkasunod-sunod na dapat gawin ng isang individual at maisagawa upang matiyak na epektibo at sabi nga dito, ensure effective and cost efficient kung kailan ang proyekto ay dapat makita or magawa sa takdang panahon. So, halimbawa ng implementation schedule, kunwari for the sa buong taon, doon lahat nakalagay kung ano nga ba yung mga task na dapat gawin ng company or ng mga tauhan nila. Next is controls. So, identifying controls, it is the uncertainty and dynamics associated with most business markets necessitate that companies continuously evaluate their performance and monitor changes in the environment. So, pag sinabi naman daw na identifying control, dito ay kinakailangan na ang mga kumpanya or ang kumpanya ay dapat na patuloy na nagsusuri or sinusuri ang kanilang mga performance at makita din yung syempre sa changes in the environment. So accordingly, marketing control serve two key functions. First one is to evaluate the company progress toward its goals and analyze the environment kung saan ang kumpanya ay nagpapatakbo nito. Two key functions of marketing controls. The first is performance evaluations and the second, environmental analysis. Performance evaluations. So pag sinabing performance evaluations, it involves evaluating the outcomes of the company's actions via its goals. Performance can be evaluated on a variety of metrics such as net income, market share, and unit sales. Yun. So, pag sinabi naman daw pong performance evaluation, kasama dito na sinusuri or that suriin din yung outcomes ng company, yung outcome actions ng company. And nakapaloob din na maaring masuri dito ang iba't ibang uri ng mga metric tulad na lamang nga ng net income, market share, and unit sales. So performance evaluations can lead to one of two outcomes. Either sa isang kumpanya ay gumagawa ng sapat na pag-unlad ng layunin or mayroon naman silang performance gap na kung saan hindi naman nila nagagawa yung dapat nilang magawa or nais na actual nilang maganap. So last is environmental analysis. Environmental analysis involves monitoring the environment in which the company operates to ensure that the company's action plan remains optimal and adjusting the action plan as necessary to take advantage of new opportunities. Yan. So pag sinabi naman daw po na environmental analysis, isa rin ito sa sinusuri ng isang business or ng company dahil mahalaga ito na malaman kung yung environment ba na pinagtatayuan or pagtatayuan mo ng business ay maganda, ay meron kang makukuhang magandang opportunities. Sa isa, halimbawa na lamang po dito kung yung environment mo ay favorable government regulations, a decrease in competitions, or an increased consumer demand. And the counter-track potential threats naman po is unfavorable government regulations, an or an increase in competitions or a decline in consumer demands. Once the key components and threats have been identified, dito na malalaman kung ano nga ba ang dapat gawin or actions ng isang kumpanya laban sa mga threats na nakita niya, kung ano nga ba yung mga plano niyang gawin. So sa environmental analysis daw, dito dapat suriin kung ano nga ba yung yung dapat na gawin mo once na makita mo yung mga threats sa environment na pagtatayon mo. Halimbawa na lamang, 'di ba, yung sinabi po sa sinabi kong halimbawa, kung favorable government regulations yon and a decrease in competitions or an increased consumer, syempre, malaking opportunities yung makukuha mo doon. So, yun lang naman po yung sa group 2. Thank you for listening. May tanong po ba?
May mga questions kayo, class? Wala naman. Oh, sige. Ayun, no? Thank you so much to our reporters. Bago tayo mag-proceed sa second report, I just want to drill down a couple of points, no. Ayun, first of all, congrats to the group for your presentation, no. So, okay naman. Earlier, Alex talked about goals, ano. So itong goals na to, pinag-usapan na natin to last week, ano. Meron na tayong intro through G-Stick, tapos I gave some talking points on how goals are always changing or can change, but it's always important that you write down your goals, ano. You have to be specific with your goals. Yung SMART, gas-gas na nga yan, paulit-ulit na yan, ano. Yung specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Nagkaroon na nga yan ng marami at iba't ibang variations. Ginawa pa nila yung smarter, no, smartest, etc. So, dito, meron ba tayong mga students na working students or somehow may mga entrepreneurs, baka ganun, nagfi-freelance, meron ba dito? Or wala ngayon, lahat siguro full-time. O si Shane, sabi niya, go-work siya. So, kasi tatandaan ninyo, class, ano, walang organization. Hindi kasi may nagtaas eh. Parang nag-okay ka yata eh. So, tatandaan nyo, class, or siguro, sige, hindi ka working ngayon, but some of you might have experience working in the past. Baka iba sa inyo, nag-crew ako, nung nasa college ako, naging crew din ako, ano. So, lahat ng organizations, lalo na kung seryoso, legitimate, meron niyang vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Do you agree? Totoo ba yun? Walang organization na seryoso at talagang profitable at operating for a long time na walang vision, mission, goals, or objectives. Kahit anong organization, basta seryoso, may makikita kayong ganyan. Just like our school, pagpasok mo, may makikita ka dyan, vision, mission, goals, objectives. Punta ka ng McDonald's, no, baka hindi lang nakapaskil, but if you ask your manager, sasabihin niya, ang vision ng McDonald's is this, and this is our mission. You can go to our company website, makikita mo yung vision and mission ng ating company, something like that, ano. So bakit kailangan pa siyang isulat? Bakit ba kailangan pa natin siyang i-write down? Bakit di ba pwedeng ano na lang, pag-usapan na lang natin, sasabihin ko na lang sa'yo, no? Kasi when you write down things, mas nagiging klaro siya eh. At saka mas nai-impose siya sa'yo, no? Kaya ako, no, you may call me parang old school or what, pero I prefer writing down goals, no? Kasi parang ano mo yan eh, it's your agreement with yourself, or you are taking the first action that you have a goal and ito yung gusto kong mangyari, no? Ito yung gusto kong mangyari sa akin. Remember when I asked you in 5 years or 10 years or in 15 years, no? We may lose, no, our path, no? Pwedeng malihis tayo ng konti. There might be some slight variations, but at least we have a clear idea where we want to be, no, at a certain time frame. Okay? So, hindi lang yan pang business, hindi lang yan pang management, pwede rin yan sa personal, tayo, sabi ko nga sa inyo, you wanted to lose weight, or sa relationship, pwede mo rin yan sa relationship. May makikita ka, some relationships fail. Bakit ganon? Maybe their goals are not aligned. Iba yung goal ng babae, iba yung goal ng lalaki. Or when they started, tinanong mo, anong ninyo? Or parang you ask the male or female, where do you want to take this? Bakit ka ba papasok sa bakit ka pa papasok sa buhay ko? Wala lang. Kung guguluhin mo lang yung buhay ko, umalis ka na lang, di ba? Parang we have to be specific. Saan ba tayo pupunta? Do you see me as your husband? Do you see me as your wife? Do you see me as someone who you will be having a family with? No? Kasi kung hindi naman gano'n, mga may kanta pa yan na, if you like it, then put a ring on it. Di ba? Sabi, kailangan, pakasal ka kung seryoso ka. Not to demean anyone na baka meron dito, may mga relationship na. But it's for your own protection, lalo na females. Mas protected kayo if you are the legal wife. So yan, so pwede sa personal, pwede sa business, nabanggit din kanina nila Alex yung monetary goal, so nito mga nakaraang linggo meron ako nakita nag-trending sa Facebook, nabasa niyo ba yun, yung nag-ipon siya ng 1 million. Parang parang short story lang, sabi niya nag-ipon siya ng 1 million and then makala niya kaya niyang walang trabaho for a year with that 1 million, pero it turns out yung 1 million 3 buwan ubos na. Nag-stop siya, nag-aral siya. So gusto niya muna magpahinga, ganun mama niya nagkasakit, so there are parang kung sa SWOT, yan yung threats. Right? Merong threat, yung threat na pagkakasakit, hindi niya na factor in. So nagkasakit yung mama niya, naubos niya yung pera niya doon, So the problem is, nag-set siya ng goal. Ang goal niya, monetary goal, which is to save 1 million. Pero if you would analyze the situation, ang goal pala dapat niya is, how much do I need if I would want to survive for a year without working? Right? Yun ang tamang goal Kaya nga, again, magandang sinusulat niyo kasi pagka nasa utak niyo lang, cluttered yan marami kang, alam mo yun, sabog. Isipin mo to, isipin mo yan, mamaya makakalimutan mo, you will be sad, you will be happy, etc. etc. But if you would write it down, para kang kumbaga sa computer, meron kang external drive. Sinulat mo, pwede mong balikan, pwede mong, tamang, hindi ko na factor in yung, paano pag nagkasakit yung mama ko, or paano pag nagkasakit yung anak ko, asawa ko, etc. Do we have money for that? May magagastos ba ako if that happens? So ganon. So dun sa situation na yun, I just remembered it kasi minention kanina yung monetary goal. Yes, dapat yung monetary goal aligns with what you really want to happen. Kasi naglagay lang siya ng monetary goal na 1 million without being specific with the time. Gaano ba katagal? So yan. So again, if you have a goal, you're not wasting your time. Kung malihis ka man, again, you would have the direction where you should go. Parang nag-waze ka, naligaw kayo ng konti, but your destination is where? Saan ka ba talaga pupunta? So pwedeng magpasikot-sikot ka, but again, pupunta ka pa rin dun sa direction mo. Tapos na-mention ni Wendell yung roadmap. So let me share this very quick lang. Pasensya na if I'm eating time. Pero I'd like to take this opportunity to discuss this. Kasi ito sa research office, madalas ko rin itong sabihin, hindi lang sa students but also with the faculty. Again, kahit ang BSU, meron din tayong roadmap. Kasi narinig ko kanina minention niya roadmap. So ang BSU, meron ding roadmap Kailangan by 2025, ano na ba ang BSU? By 2030, ano na ba yung BSU? By 2040, ano na ba siya? Ang daming changes ang daming pwedeng magbago Nabanggit din kanina yun ni Ramona that you have to scan the environment kasi there could be changes in the environment right? Remember, nung sinulat itong roadmap na ito, wala pa yung pandemic. No? Hindi factored in yung pandemic. It just happened, ano? And nobody have predicted it kasi otherwise kung na-predict yan, may mga naka-ready na dyan ng mga vaccine. Ano? It's a game changer talaga. Nagbago talaga yung landscape. Kaya this needs some revisiting no? Pero yan, 2025 dapat innovating, no? Parang ang nakalagay dito, tayo dapat ay isang research university. Kaya yan, pukpukan, mag-research, kahit bata nagre-research, no? Kahit kami, faculty nagre-research, right? So, kasi yun yung goal Yun yung nasa roadmap, no? And that could change. Ang daming pwedeng magbago. No, you just look around. Ano ba nangyayari ngayon sa Bulacan? Ang daming lugar sa Bulacan lubog sa baha. Right? Ako just to share with you, no, kasi madalas ako sa conferences din with DOST kasi yan ang role ko no, sa research. I was also surprised na maraming sa paningin ng DOST kasi sila field nila science, iba ang paningin nila sa paningin ko kasi ako field ko business. Sila field nila science. So yun nasa field ng science, no, bago pa mangyari itong mga series na yung puro ulan ngayon nung last year, sabi nila there are cities and localities in Bulacan na by 2030 are no longer habitable. Hindi na siya pwedeng tirahan. Bakit? Kasi yun yung mga lugar na kapag tiningnan mo, terrain yan, geo, titingnan mo yung terrain. Ano siya? Basin, catch basin, malalalim na lugar. So nagmamanifest na siya ngayon. Tingnan nyo kapag meron na sila talagang map dyan, geomapping ang tawag nila dyan Parang yung makikita mo, parang ganun, yung ito, malalim tong lugar na to, malalim yung Hagonoy, malalim yung ganyan. So, medyo nakakalungkot, pero if you have that foresight, anong ibig sabihin nun? Magpapatayo ka ng building sa Hagonoy campus as a university. Parang wag muna pala, Kasi bakit? Baka mamaya dumating yung time na yung Hagonoy campus would be obsolete at kailangan siyang ilipat into another location, Kasi yung lugar na yon ay palagi ng lubog. Palagi ng lubog sa baha. Hindi na siya magandang tirahan, no? Right? Do you agree with that? No? So, ang daming ganung lugar pala sa Bulacan na talagang mabababaw at palaging nalulubog sa tubig. Yan, nagmamanifest na ngayon, ilang linggo, bayhabagat. Maraming localities in Bulacan hindi na makabangon dahil diyan, Tayo, swerte tayo kasi nasa, again, a rising city tayo. So mataas tayo, hindi tayo lumulubog, Pagka lumubog ang San Jose del Monte, ibig sabihin water world na ang Manila at saka buong Bulacan. Parang isang malaking dagat na ang paligid natin. Lunod na silang lahat. so ayan, again, I just remembered this when you were talking of this. Pero sana yun, naiintindihan natin yung pinag-uusapan natin. Okay, so ayan. Thank you so much to our reporters. Let's go to the next. From what I've heard, we will be having as well market planning or writing a marketing plan. Okay po.
Ayan. So, good day, everyone. Good day, sir. We are the Group 3, and I'm with Miss Waing and Miss Makaday. So, we will tackle about writing a marketing plan. So, let's proceed to excerpt from Alexander Chernev's writing. Sabi dito, the marketing plan can be formalized as a written document that effectively communicates the proposed course of action to relevant stakeholders, company, employees, collaborators, shareholders, and investors. So, dito sa excerpt ni Alexander Chernev's writings, ina-explain lang yung pinaka-concept ng marketing plan and its distinction or yung difference nun from marketing planning. So, ito yung mga breakdown or key points na tinakil dito sa sa writings ni Alexander Chernevs. Isa doon is yung marketing plan. Pangalawa, yung difference ng marketing plan sa marketing planning. Pangatlo, yung typical structure. So first, I will be discuss the marketing plan, which is na nakasulat dito sa excerpt ni Alexander. So dito sa marketing plan, it is usually a formalized written documents that serves as means para mas effective na maka-communicate doon sa proposed action na sinasabi dito. Yung communications na sinasabi dito is directed towards the various stakeholders, which is nakasulat din dito, company, employees, collaborators, shareholders, and investors. So, yun yung nakapaloob dun sa marketing plan. So, pangalawa, yung difference ng marketing planning dun sa marketing plan. Dito naman sa marketing planning, involves the process of identifying a specific goal. And dito rin dina-develop yung strategy or course of action para mas ma-achieve yung goal ng isang plan, ng marketing plan. In contrast, the marketing plan is the tangible result. So dito talagang makikita na yung dito sa marketing plan, makikita na kung ano yung dapat nating gawin or dapat na ginagawa doon sa ginawang marketing planning. So ayan, it documents an already identified goal and the chosen course of action to achieve it. Pangatlo naman po is yung typical structure. Dito rin sa excerpt ni Alexander Chernev's writing is naka-include yung mga components na dapat yung process of planning, which is yung eto. First is yung executive summary, pangalawa yung situation analysis, goal setting, value creation, strategy, tactical aspect, implementation plan, control measures, and relevant exhibit, which is i-discuss ng another group mates ko later. So first, ayan, I will be discussing the executive summary. Yan. Itong executive summary, this is like an elevator pitch for the marketing plan. It is brief. Kasi sinasabing elevator pitch, parang ito kasi yung, ayun, sinasabi natin na high-level summary that provides a quick snapshot of the entire plan. It typically includes the, unang-una, dito sa executive summary is nakapaloob yung company's goal, yung key problem especially. Kasi dito sa executive plan, kailangan talagang malaman or makita ng mga stakeholders, shareholders, or yung mga ng mga investors yung key problems ng marketing plan. Ayan, company goal, key problems, and proposed action plan. So first, yung company's goals. It is a concise statement of the company's primary marketing goal or objectives. So dito nakapaloob yung parang pinaka main goal or mga goal, marketing goal ng isang business. So pangalawa is yung problem. Key problem, identification of the main challenge or yung mga opportunity na kinakaharap ng company, which could be a market opportunity or threat sa isang company or a performance gap. So pangatlo is yung proposed action plan. Ito naman yung proposed action plan, ito yung overview ng mga strategies, tactics na pwedeng i-address or gawin, ma-identify dapat na mga problem at dapat ma-achieve doon na nakabase sa marketing goals. So ayun yung nakapaloob doon sa executive summary, the company's goal, key problem, and proposed action plan. So itong basically yung executive summary, usually sabi dun sa excerpt ni Alexander Chernevs, it is usually 1 or 2 pages long to ensure it remains concise and attention grabbing kasi nga dito sa marketing plan talagang I mean sa executive planning mas tinitignan to ng mga ito yung unang makikita yung executive summary, ito yung unang makikita ng mga stakeholders, company employees, collaborators, shareholders, and even the investors. So, ayan. Overall, the executive summary acts as a strategic preview, highlighting what the marketing plan aims to achieve and how it plans to get there, making it easier for decision makers to grasp the essence of plan quickly. So that's all for for my report, the executive summary and the excerpt of Alexander Chernets. So may I call on Ms. Makaday for the next component of writing a marketing plan.
Ako po sunod. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rodessa Angeline Waing to continue with our discussion. So, after the executive summary, the next component of the marketing plan is the situation analysis. So, this section of the marketing plan aims to provide an overall evaluation of the company and the environment in which it operates, as well as identify the market in which it will compete. So dito, ina-analyze natin yung situation ng company, business environment, at yung condition ng ating market. Example nito ay yung pag-analyze ng market trends, competitors, consumer behavior, at ng and company's internal strengths and weaknesses. Dito, matutulungan nito yung business na makagawa ng informed decisions at makapag-develop ng effective marketing strategy. So, next slide. It consists of two sections, which is the company overview and the market overview. So, the company overview outlines the company's strategic goals and current progress towards these goals, its core competencies and strategic assets, and its portfolio of offerings. The next one naman is the market overview. Dito naman ina-outline yung markets in which the company operates and or could potentially target. So that is all for situation analysis. So the next component of the marketing plan ay GSTIC section, which is na-discuss ng Group 1 and na-discuss din kanina ng Group 2. So this is the core of the marketing plan. So, bakit nga ba siya core ng marketing plan? Kasi it provides a structured and comprehensive framework for developing, implementing, and evaluating marketing activities. So, nakita natin kanina yung detailed explanations ng mga makikita natin sa GSTIC. So, anyone who can remember what is GSTIC? Na na-discuss ng group 1 nung nakaraan and kanina din. So, sige ako na. Dito, ina-identify yung mga sumusunod, yung goals of the company, strategy, tactics, implementation, and control. So, unang-una is, next slide. The goals the company aims to achieve. Pangalawa naman is the offering strategy, which identifies its target market and the value proposition. Next is the offerings tactics, which identifies the product, service, brand, price, incentives, communication, and distribution aspects of the offering. Pang-apat naman is the implementation aspects of executing an offering strategy and statistics. And lastly is the control procedures employed in evaluating the company's performance and analyzing the environment in which the company operates. And that is all for my report. And now I give the mic to Ms. Makade.
So thank you, Ms. Waing. So the last component of a marketing plan is the exhibits. So the exhibit serves as a crucial component of our marketing plan for several reasons. They essentially function as supplementary materials that enhance the overall clarity and comprehensibility of the plan. So let me break down their importance. So first one, sa organization and clarity. The exhibits help in organizing the marketing plan by segregating detailed or technical information from the main text. This separation ensures that the core ideas and strategies in the plan remain clear and concise. So pangalawa naman is the supporting evidence. Within exhibits, you can include the tables, the charts, graphs, and appendices that provides concrete data, statistics, or visuals to substantiate the claims and strategies outlined in the main part of the marketing plan. This evidence adds credibility to your proposals. So third one is the easy reference. Exhibits are typically placed at the end of the marketing plan, making it convenient for readers to refer to them when needed. And this allows decision makers, stakeholders, or team members to delve into the specifics without getting bogged down in technical details while reading the main narrative. Fourth is the accessibility. The exhibits are particularly helpful when your marketing plan is presented to a diverse audience. It includes the individuals with varying levels of expertise. Those who need more in-depth information can turn to the exhibits while others can focus on the main text. So, pang-fifth, second to the last, is the visual representation. So the charts and graphs in exhibits can visually represent data, trends, or projections, making complex information easier to grasp quickly. And this visual aid can be especially effective in conveying key points. So last naman is the comprehensive information. So the exhibits can include additional details such as the market research findings, financial projections, competitor analysis, and more. By including this in the exhibit section, you can keep the main text focused on the strategic aspect of the plan. So in summary, exhibits play a vital role in enhancing the overall effectiveness of a marketing plan. They offer a structured way to present detailed information supporting the main narrative with evidence while ensuring that the plan remains organized and accessible to a wide range of readers. So that's all for the exhibits. So according to Alexander Chernev, the ultimate goal of the marketing plan is to guide a company's action. So the central aspect of the marketing strategy is shaped by the fundamental components of the GSTIC framework, which outline the company's objectives and the suggested approach. And the remaining parts of the marketing plan, such as the executive summary, situation analysis, and the exhibits, are designed to help grasp the behind the plan and offer details regarding the proposed approach. And aside from creating a comprehensive marketing strategy, the businesses frequently craft more targeted plans. And these specialized plans encompass product development, service management, brand management, sales, promotions, and communication. And furthermore, some of these plans can delve into even finer details. And for instance, a company's communication plan may include specific sub-plans like advertising, public relations, internet marketing, and social media strategy. The ultimate achievement of each of these specific plans hinges on their alignment with the overarching marketing strategy. So that covers up our topic. Again, we are the group 3. Thank you for listening and we hope you learned something from us.
Ayan. So, thank you so much, Group 3. May mga questions, clarifications, or concerns? Okay. So, mukhang wala pa naman, So, ayan, I just like to drill down a couple of points then, just like what I did with the second group, So, yung pinag-usapan naman natin is all about the marketing planning. So, there is a huge difference kasi when you talk of plan versus planning, When you say a plan, static na yun na yung mismong output, Yun na yung, let's say, that is your book, that is your map, that is the blueprint, that is the plan. But when you say planning, from the term itself, present progressive yun no? When I say present progressive, umaandar siya, It is moving. It is fluid, no? It could change. Pwede mag-adjust, no? Gumagalaw siya, no? Tuloy-tuloy na proseso. Okay, kaya nga kagaya ng mga nabanggit ko noong nakaraan, ano siya cycle siya no? Pagkatapos mo sa control, analyze mo, babalik ka na naman sa goal, no? Paikot-ikot lang yung G-stick, no? Hindi siya yung natatapos. Thus, nakikita mo yung mga companies, na-hit na natin yung goal natin, profitable, stop na ba? Hindi na, it doesn't stop there, no? Either you have to maintain it or you set another goal. You set a higher goal, you improve it, you fine-tune, no? So, again, magkaiba yung dalawa, no? Kasi oftentimes pinagmi-mix natin yan, marketing plan, marketing planning, no? So, sabi ng reporter natin, sabi ni Diana kanina, planning, methodology kasi yun, no? It is a process, okay? So, pagka gumawa ka ng plano, just like kayo, yung iba dito may mga orgs, yung iba, we have a mayor, o di kaya meron silang mga sarili-sarili nilang smaller units, no? When you plan, ano ba yung ano ba yung methodology natin? Is this fact-based? Is this research-based? Nagkukwentuhan lang ba tayo? Meron ba tayong basis when we say this or that, no? Sa mga companies, did we use the right tool? Do we have the right data? No, kasi baka mamaya pinag-uusapan natin tong ganito, iba naman pala yung sinasabi ng data. Kaya nga again, sabi ko nga sa inyo di ba pinag-aralan naman natin to sa data analytics, dapat fact-based yan, hindi pwedeng puro assumptions lang, puro kwento-kwento lang, ano. Tapos minention din kanina yung elevator pitch, ano. Yung elevator pitch kasi ano yan, lalo sa US gamit na gamit yan, no? Parang common yung phrase, no, being thrown around, sinasabi yan, lalo na if you are talking to executives, no, kaya nga sabi natin kanina, executive summary. Okay? Pag sinabi mong executive, ano ba yan? Yan na yung CEO, ayan yung president, ayan yung vice president, you have the board members, no, executive circle. Ano ba yung ano sa kanila? Ano ba yung peculiar dun sa mga tao na yon, no, when you talk of executives? Yung mga tao na yan, no, ang tingin niyan macro, malawak ang tingin niyan, no? At yung mga tao na yan, when you talk of executives, napaka-busy niyan. Very limited yung time, kaya ginagamitan ng elevator pitch. Bakit? Kasi let's say gusto mo kausapin yung president, no? President, 'di ba, pag mapapanood mo sa movie, nagmamadali, naglalakad, dinahabol ng someone who wants to talk, someone who wants to pitch an idea, no? Kaya nga elevator pitch. Ang available time lang niya, yung naglalakad siya, 1 minute. Tapos sir, I just have a quick sige, mapunta na ako sa elevator, pag sakay ko dyan, I'll be going to another meeting. So ano yun? Make it quick. So kailangan, sabihin mo na, kung avoid yung too much fluff, sabihin mo na direct to the point, huwag ka nang pasikot-sikot. No, yun yung problem ng iba Hindi nila masabi direct to the point, no? So yung elevator pitch, no, you pitch it in hopes of having another meeting with him or setting up another meeting with the president, with the CEO, or whoever is the executive. No, hindi mo ibibigay, hindi kayo makakapag-usap niyan ngayon, kasi pag mga nasa ganung level na, talagang nakaka-calendar yan O sige, ang libreng oras ko ay on October 1 sa ganitong oras. Would you be available by that? O sige po, doon tayo mag-usap. I'll set up a meeting, talk to my secretary, tapos. No? So ganun yung elevator pitch. So you present the idea as quickly as possible in hopes of having a second meeting with that person. Ewan ko lang kung nakakapanood kayo yung Shark Tank, 'di ba? Parang doon magbi-business pitch sila, ilang minuto lang yung magsasalita sila, tapos either i-scrap nung billionaire or tatanggapin niya. No, kung nagandahan siya dun sa idea mo. So I suggest if you have time, manood kayo ng mga videos na yan, Shark Tank. Maganda yan nakakahasa ng utak yan, saka yung how you present, na you go direct to the point. No, hindi ka na masyado sabi nga nila, beating around the bush, pasikot-sikot pa. So, yan, nakapag-aral na rin nata naman kayo ng marketing plan, no? So meron doon yung executive summary. So when you say executive summary, 1 page. Andyan na lahat ng details. Imagine mo, nagpo-propose ka sa isang CEO. Again, sabi ko kanina, limited yung time niya. Always nagmamadali yan. Maraming iniisip yan. Wala yung oras para makipaglokohan. No? Meron kang daladalang business plan, business proposal, na kasing kapal ng Biblia, no? Binigay mo sa kanya. Pagtingin pa lang yan sa executive summary, alam niya na whether tatanggapin ka ba niya or hindi based dun sa nakasulat sa executive summary. Tama ba? Parang kayo, no, pag bibili kayo ng libro or ano, you just look at the cover first. Kaya nga, don't judge the book daw by its cover. But ganun talaga minsan ng tao kasi nagmamadali tayo, no? Titingnan mo muna, ay parang hindi ko trip to. Okay, wag na yan. No? Kasi you just based it from the cover. Yung cover is the executive summary. It tells you whether you should spend time looking at that entire business plan, entire marketing plan. No, dapat ko ba itong paglaanan ng oras or it's just a waste of my time? No? So you just look at the executive summary. Ano? So very important din yan when you create your marketing plan and yung planning. Ano, you have to think of paano natin makakapture yung attention niya, mauhook natin siya at titingnan niya ng buo yung ating plan. So Rodessa also talked about situation analysis, yan, companies, assets, and portfolio. So totoo naman yan, no? Parang yan din yung report kanina, no? So when you look at the roadmap, you have to analyze the situation. Ano na bang nangyayari ngayon, ano? So, yan, what's the situation right now? Ano na bang nangyayari sa Pilipinas, no? Is it the right time to invest? Is it not the right time to invest? Jessica also talked about exhibit. So yan, ano, talagang totoo yan eh. Kami, nag-aakre kami, nag-aiso kami. Ang daming papel, no? Although ako advocate sana ako ng paperless eh. Kaya nga lang, wala akong magawa, no, personally, dahil yun ang hinihingi ng ISO at yun ang hinihingi ng accreditation. What is that? Kailangan naka-black and white siya, no? Evidence-based. Okay? So parang kayo yata, in-instructan kayo ni Doc Galang, ano, na magpiprint ng syllabus, ano. So I don't know kung na-communicate na yan sa inyo, Mayor, ano, pero parang pag baka nag-ikot yung accreditor, they would be able to ask you, do you know the syllabus yan? We have the syllabus, I have it. So on and so forth. So evidence-based siya. Okay? Hindi pa pwede yung you are talking of something, wala ka namang ebidensya. Wala naman tayong proof. No? Kunwari, sinabi sa'yo, pabababain ko yung bigas ng 20 pesos. Oh. And then you analyze, teka, ano ba, would it make sense? Or parang ano ba, tinitingnan, you analyze the situation. Kaya ba? Kaya bang pababain with the current situation that we have, with the current economic situation? Mapapababa ba? Oh. Eh parang hindi, di ba? Anong nangyayari? Packet na packet, magsi-60 pesos na nga eh. And then who is being blamed? The farmers are being blamed. No? The retailers are being blamed. Is it their fault? No? Na meron talagang rice na well-milled, meron talagang rice na higher end. Pwede ka bang imagine mo yung effort doon ng farmer, yung effort nung magsasako noon, no? Yung driver na nagdala noon sa mga retail. Tapos ibebenta mo ng palugi, right? Sino ba namang who in the right mind, lalo na if you are a businessman, na mag-ooperate ka ng palugi? No? Tapos kapag hindi ka pa sumunod sa market cap, you will be what? You will be apprehended. Pwede kang makulong, pwede kang masanction, no? Bibigyan ka ng penalty. Eh di, hindi na lang ako magbebenta. Right? You see? No? So, dapat tayo, no, let's be more critical. At kayo, later on, pag nagtrabaho na kayo, tatandaan ninyo palagi, if it's not written, it did not happen. If walang black and white, wala yan. Hindi yan official. Kwento-kwento lang yan. Chismis lang yan. Kung walang memo, walang nag-appear na nakasulat, written down, pirmado ng mga executives, walang dapat ikaw-worry at walang oras na dapat sayangin if it's not formal. Okay? So yun lang naman, ano. So again, thank you so much to our reporters. Ano, we were able to finish 2 topics today, no? Thanks to the initiative of our mayor, ano. So Mayor, thank you so much, ano, for squeezing in the 2 topics. Okay, so again, no, you have your free time today. Hindi ko naman naka-minute sa marketing research. So this ganun din, ano, by Friday, no. So yung spare time ninyo, use it to finish your chapter 1, even yung time natin for strat marketing, I'll give that to you para matapos ninyo yung mga kailangan yung gawin. I'll update you on this, ano, yung hard copy. Hard copy ng ano to, Alea, is this a chapter 1 or ano? Hard copy ng ano ba to, syllabus? Kasi if you're, yung chapter 1, I'm not asking for the hard copy yet. Soft copy lang. Lalagay niyo sa GC, no? Para hindi tayo aksayado sa papel, print ng print, no? Tapos may kokorikin lang din naman yan eh. Hard copy, ano lang muna tayo, soft copy. If your advisor would like to check your chapter 1, no, baka sila gusto nila hard copy. Pero ako, yung sa GC natin, what I'll be checking is just soft copy. Okay, sige. I'll check your PM later, Gia. Okay, may mga questions or concerns po tayo before we end? Wala na po. Okay.